Hey, it's Dave Wyman from Wyman and Bob. Time for Football 101. Seahawks losing 28-16 to the 49ers. There was a few things to like, believe it or not. There's some things that really need to get fixed, but one of them, and unfortunately, we're going to talk about Devon Witherspoon today, and that's not unfortunate. It's unfortunate that he got hurt. He got a hip pointer on the very play that we're going to take a look at. But he has just had a really good year, and right now I know that Jalen Carter, who a lot of people wanted the Seahawks to take with that number 5 pick, is sort of in the news, him having picked up a forced fumble, and he scored a touchdown. He's got 4 sacks. I think he's only got 17 or 18 tackles, but a couple of forced fumbles for him. But Devon Witherspoon, I'm telling you, is a next-level player. And we'll take a look at this play he makes here. But so far, 65 tackles, which is really good for a corner. He's got 3 sacks, 1 interception, a forced fumble, and 16 passes broken up. And also, remember, there was 2 plays. One was an interception he had that was nullified because of a penalty, and another was a sack was nullified because of a penalty. So that guy, those things still happen, okay? So they're not in his stats, but it's pretty remarkable what he's been able to do, and hopefully he gets a speedy recovery from this hip pointer. But we're going to take a look at something in zone coverage where, and having been a linebacker and dropped to the very spot where Devon Witherspoon you're going to see drops, you have to feel what is happening behind you, and also you have to see what's happening in front of you and predict what's going to happen behind you. And that way, you know, you get a chance to get your eyes back on the quarterback, and you kind of move with what you perceive to be the patterns that they're going to run. And it's pretty easy. They're pretty simple rules. Like if one guy in front of you goes in, they're going to be trying to get you to jump that short route and throw it over your head. Or if one guy goes out, there's going to be another guy that comes in. And because you don't run, patterns in the same vicinity unless there's a mistake. So you'll see on this play that that's exactly what Devon Witherspoon does. And I want to say one more thing before we get to the video. I asked him to explain his timing on blitzing off the edge, and specifically in the Monday Night Football game, the very first sack that he got in that game against Daniel Jones. And he went through the kind of detail that you would hear from like an 8 to 10 year veteran, of how he's watching the quarterback's eyes, how he's timing things, how he is, sort of trying to disguise what he's doing. It's pretty remarkable. And, and I know he gets up and wags his finger, and he seems like one of these young kids that's just out there flying around. Kid's a thinker, man. He really does. He really understands the game. And, as much as he's quick, he hits hard, all that. He's not a big guy, 6 foot 185, but you can see that this kid really knows the game. And taking him at number 5, I don't care what Jalen Carter does. I'll take Devon Witherspoon. All right, so let's have a look at the Seahawks are just playing a zone defense here. They have the 49ers buried back on their own 7-yard line, and here's Devon Witherspoon right here, just getting ready to drop back into his, like I said, very familiar for me. That's called the hook to curl, which is what we used to call it. And it was just based on they would run hook routes or curl routes right around in this area on the field. So here is Devon getting his drop here, and like I said, he's going to drop back in this area, but you got 2 guys here. And I mentioned earlier, how one guy goes in, one guy goes out. You kind of have to feel what's going on behind you based on what's happening in front of you, and we'll see him do that. So this is the sort of moment of truth right here. Devon hasn't broken on the play just yet, but here you go. This is classic. You got a guy coming out, and then this guy's trying to dig inside. And what they're trying to do is, because mostly guys will follow their eyes, and you see linebackers have done that this year, where they just, whatever's in front of them, that's what they see. They're going to break on that. But Witherspoon kind of feels this route right here behind him, and that's exactly the kind of position that Brock Purdy and that offense wants to put you in. They're going to try to get you to jump the underneath one and then just throw it right in the middle of the field, which is a place they love to attack. The other thing I would say is that you look at Witherspoon, I mentioned he's got next level anticipation and skills. He's looking right at the quarterback, and look, Brock Purdy's not throwing it over here or over here. You can see where his eyes are, right down, kind of backside in that hook zone right there. So here he is breaking on the ball. And so there's your out route. There's your in route. I believe that's Kittle, George Kittle, actually, and he gets his break right here and, ends up diving for it. But really good anticipation. You can see the ball is already out of Purdy's hands, and he is just in a perfect position to break on that. And here you see Spoon you see him like this a lot. He plays 100% all out, and he's diving for this pass here, and he almost catches it. And I really like that he's going, you can see there, he's going up with two hands, because there's been a couple of times, if it's too far out, you want to reach with one hand, and it makes your arm a little bit longer because of the width of your back. But he is breaking so fast on balls. I would recommend that he go up with two hands every single time, because if he's not going to catch the ball, he's at least going to knock it away, because he gets such a quick break. And then here's Spoon, and unfortunately he got hurt on this play, as I mentioned earlier. I think this is Jamal Adams that hit the tight end in the back. I like that they're paying attention to Kittle. Kittle, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, those four guys, they combined for 441 yards. So, pay attention to Kittle. And that's what he's doing there. But unfortunately, I don't know if it's Kittle or just hitting the ground. Unfortunately, Devon Witherspoon gets a hip pointer, which is really painful. It's the one injury I've not had. So I don't know, but I hear that it's really painful. So hopefully he's able to get over it. Now let's take a look at just a couple of shots from the end zone. So you can see right here, he does kind of some funny things with his arms. I know when he was running the pick six back in New York on Monday Night Football, he was kind of waving his arm, trying to get momentum going the other way. But yeah, he just, whatever it is, it works for him. Everybody has different body movements, but yeah, you see the break right there, and having anticipated, and again, you see Purdy, the ball is already out of his hand. All right, this is him just laying out, and this is something that Stephen Burrill was commenting on. He goes, wow, look at him just laying out, and he's right. Look at this. I mean, it's like he's stretching as far as he possibly can, and almost like watching a cat in the backyard trying to catch a mouse. And it's just unbelievable how this guy is able to just get his body in the right position all the time. So anyway, stretching out there, making the play, and hopefully he is okay. But, when the question comes up about whether the Seahawks should have taken any other player with that number 5 pick, I would have taken this guy with maybe the second or third pick, because he is just special. So thought I would hit you with a little bit of a happy highlight here after having lost that game. And there were just so many opportunities for them to win it, and some huge mistakes. But this is something I think that Seahawk fans can be happy about.